is on.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I'm the only protection this world has left. Kinetic acceleration is go. In the war on project, the only surrender is death.
An ally has been slain.
Queen.
An enemy has been slain.
I'm hardwired.
An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill. Your turret has been destroyed.
We are only free if we are allowed to fall. The night is my ally. Machines never rest.
Shut down.
My vengeance is only
An
humanity.
enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Enemy killing spree.
To project.
Enemy double kill. Your team has destroyed a turret. Down. Your turret has been destroyed.
Reconfigured.
An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill. Your turret has been destroyed.
The time is now.
Shut down.
Breach and clear. Spend enough time in the darkness, and you will see monsters everywhere.
Enemy rampage. An ally has been slain.
Override activated. No warning shots. I will eliminate you. All that is left to me are my memories and the hunt.
An enemy has been slain. Double kill. Ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. Triple kill. An enemy dominating.
Time to say goodbye.
Shut down. Enemy double kill. Ace. Your turret has been destroyed. Down. Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Technology has no morality. In a world of neon, I am the darkness.
An enemy has been slain.
I'm watching you. One acquainted with the night. Complete. One more iteration and they will have no need for us.
Shut down. An enemy has been slain.
I am beyond mercy.
Your team has destroyed the turret.
Network build
Your
destroyed.
team has destroyed an inhibitor.
I am the truth behind Project Lies. Loyalty is a code project
Your
built.
inhibitor is respawning soon. Hardly launch engaged. Mercy was not specified in Project's code. An An ally has been slain.
I don't initiate fights. I end them.
Unstoppable.
Erased. This will escalate quickly. I can trace their dark paths.
An ally has been slain. Dominating. Shut down. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Network node destroyed.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Network node destroyed. Attention to the neon. They erased my past, but not my memories. I know their secrets. Ignorance is bliss.
The enemy's inhibitor is respawning soon. Aced. An ally has been slain. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. A summoner has disconnected. Defeat.
I've been with HCL for the last 28 years and the last 6 years as the CEO of the company. I stand for our people-centric culture and a relationship beyond the contract philosophy. It's
Dimensions of data privacy. Click Next to continue. Enter your name and SAP ID. Then click Next to begin the course. Click Next to continue. This course provides an introduction to data privacy. You'll learn why data privacy is important, how to recognize personal data, and the various responsibilities that must be followed throughout the life cycle of personal data. During this course, there will be some quiz questions for you to answer. You must score 70% correct to pass. Click Why do we protect personal data? We want to guard against risks of people being harmed when their personal data is improperly used, accessed, or disclosed. We also want to prevent risks of regulatory enforcement, lawsuits, and damage to our reputation. Click on each risk to learn about it. Misusing data can result in material or non-material damages to individuals. For example, it may lead to identity theft, financial losses, embarrassment, and anxiety, to name a few. So whenever you're doing something with personal data, imagine the person is standing next to you. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. Our reputation is priceless. If we fail to protect people's data, people might start to think badly about us. In several surveys, a significant number of people said that they would seriously consider ending their relationship with an organization that failed to protect their data. Failing to follow privacy and data protection laws can lead to regulatory investigations, sanctions, or lawsuits. Some laws even have criminal penalties for improperly accessing, using, or disclosing personal data. Our contracts with organizations require us to protect the personal data they share with us. We must strictly follow the rules set out in these contracts. If we fail to do so, we could lose business or be sued. We protect personal data not just because of risk, but also because it is essential to trust. We depend upon the trust of everyone who shares personal data with us. Click on each person to learn about each element of trust. We respect people's choice to keep their data private. If a person has a reasonable desire to keep something private, it is disrespectful to ignore that person's wishes without a compelling reason to do so. Even if you don't think a matter is private, not everyone will agree. We gain people's trust when we respect their wishes. When we respect people's privacy, we not only avoid risk of harm, we improve our reputation, we build people's trust. Great data protection is a way to stand out, to demonstrate excellence. We increase people's willingness to rely on us. We also attract more people to come to us. People have certain expectations about the personal data we collect, use, or disclose. We should strive to avoid thwarting those expectations. We can prevent people's expectations from being thwarted by informing people about our practices regarding their data. And we can avoid collecting, using, or sharing people's data in ways that people will find surprising and unsettling. We have responsibilities regarding privacy. We must be careful to avoid collecting personal data we don't need. We must protect the personal data we maintain. And we must use and share it responsibly and in ways that people expect. Please answer the following questions. Click Next to continue. Mary is developing an app that will involve gathering people's vacation destinations. What is the best way for Mary to proceed? Correct. Mary should ask the Privacy Office. Even if the data doesn't seem very sensitive, the collection of personal data can trigger privacy laws. Some laws might require asking for people's consent before collecting their data. Other laws might limit the amount of time we can maintain the data. Our policies might impose additional responsibilities. Click Next to continue. Mike's organization has data that includes people's addresses. Mike has thought of a great new use for these addresses. Which of the following statements is correct? Correct. Some people strongly value the privacy of their address, such as in cases where they fear for their physical safety. Additionally, certain uses of the address data might be limited by the promises made to people when the data was collected. The fact that address data can raise privacy concerns does not mean that Mike is unable to use the data. The Privacy Office will help identify which responsibilities and protections should be in place. Click Next to continue. Susan fails to follow her organization's data security policies, and as a result, personal data about 10,000 people is lost. What are some of the potential consequences? Select all that apply, then click Submit. Correct. All of these answers are potential consequences of failing to protect people's data. Click Next to continue. Let's move on to the next topic. Click Next to continue. What is personal data? Click. What is personal data? In this video, I will use the term Personally Identifiable Information, or PII for short. The term PII is often used interchangeably with the term personal data. Being able to identify PII is important because it triggers privacy rights and responsibilities. These rights and responsibilities are required by law and by your organization's internal policies. So what is PII? PII is information that is linked to an identified person or that can be identifiable to a person. PII can involve customers, clients, contractors, coworkers, and others. A person's name is PII. It is clearly linked to a person. Other forms of PII are identifiable. This kind of PII isn't directly linked to a person, but in combination with other information, it can be linked to a person. Examples of PII include a person's name, home address, date of birth, email address, and photograph. PII also includes a government identification number, such as a social security number, driver's license number, state identification number, or social insurance number. What isn't PII? Information that isn't linked or linkable to a person is not PII. The fact that 100,000 people have blue hair is just a piece of data. The fact that Jane Smith's hair is blue is PII. Certain types of PII are considered sensitive and may require a higher standard of care. Sensitive data includes data about racial or ethnic origin, political opinions, religious or philosophical beliefs, trade union memberships, health, and sex life. Other data deemed sensitive includes government identifiers, financial information, and information related to criminal offenses. Why do you need to be able to identify PII? When information is PII, it often triggers various privacy rights and responsibilities. Revealing the fact that 1 million red cars were sold does not involve PII. But revealing the fact that Jane bought a red car does involve PII and could violate her privacy. Various privacy laws might give Jane certain rights in her data, such as a right to access it, correct any errors, or restrict its disclosure or use for some purposes. Privacy laws might also impose obligations on the organizations maintaining Jane's PII. For example, the data must be kept secure. This is why it is important for you to be able to determine what is PII and what isn't. It is important for you to know what PII you have and to make sure you're handling it properly. You should make a data inventory. Know your data. Why? Because you can't protect data if you don't know what you have to protect. PII is like water, and it all needs to be accounted for so that its flow is carefully controlled and that nothing leaks out. Consider all the ways you collect PII and what kind of PII you collect. Determine who sends the PII to you. Determine the PII you provide to others. Review where you keep PII and who has access to it. If you need any assistance, be sure to contact the Privacy Office.
Some further examples of PII at HCL include employee's mobile number, personal and business email addresses, photograph, user IDs, IP addresses, cookie identifiers, and government identification numbers.
Please answer the following questions. Click Next to continue. Select all answers that apply, then click Submit. Correct. Birth dates and addresses are PII because they are linked to particular people. The fact about 1,000 people visiting the zoo is just a statistic. Click Next to continue. Click on the fact that it's not sensitive data. Sorry, but your answer is incorrect. The color of a car a person drives isn't sensitive data. The other facts involve political beliefs and health, which are sensitive data. Click Next to continue. Which of the following is a best practice regarding PII? Correct. Reviewing where you keep PII and who has access to it is key to making sure PII is protected and not improperly disclosed. Click Next to continue. Let's move on to the next topic. Click Next to continue.
Data subject rights. Data protection laws provide individuals, the data subject, with a number of rights over the way organizations use their personal data. These rights include, but are not limited to,
The right to access one's personal data, the right to rectification, the right to correct inaccurate personal data, the right to erasure, the right to have personal data deleted within certain limits, the right to restrict processing, the right to restrict use of their personal data under certain circumstances, right to data portability, the right to have a copy of one's personal data provided in a commonly used machine-readable format, right to object, the right to object to the use of personal data where it is based on specific legal bases, and the right to object to the use of automated decision-making, including profiling. Please answer the following questions. Click Next to continue.
Philip affirmatively consents for a company to email him personalized messages based upon tracking his online behavior.
Philip later decides he doesn't want to be tracked anymore. What rights may he exercise? Click on all answers that apply, then click Submit. Sorry, but your answer is incorrect. Philip has a right to restrict processing. He also has a right to have the data collected about him deleted. Click Next to Let's move on to the next topic. Click Next to continue. The life cycle of personal data. Click Next to continue. Here's an outline of what we'll cover in this section. Let's begin. Click Next to continue. Personal data has a life cycle. Its life begins when it is collected or created, and its life ends when it is destroyed. During its life, it is used and shared. There are many laws, regulations, and policies that impose responsibilities on us throughout the life cycle of data. Why? Because there is a real person behind personal data. How you handle and use that data can affect that person's life. Let's move on to the next topic. Click Next. Data collect. Click on each type of protection to learn about it. Notice.
We are transparent about our data processing activities. We provide notice to people about the types of personal data that we collect about them, how we use their data, how we safeguard it, and with whom we share it.
Consent. Some laws specify that people must opt in before we can collect, use, or disclose certain types of personal data. Opt-in is a requirement that a person provide affirmative consent. Opt-in means that the default is that the data is not collected, used, or disclosed unless people say they want it to be. Other laws require that we provide people with an opportunity to opt out of our collection, use, or disclosure of personal data. Opt-out means that the default is that the data may be collected, used, or disclosed unless people say they don't want it to be. In some cases, personal data may be collected, used, or disclosed without any opt-in or opt-out requirement.
Examples include processing of data for our legitimate interests and to comply with legal obligations.
There are many differences between jurisdictions about when opt-in or opt-out will be required. Data collection limitation.
We must be careful to avoid collecting unnecessary data. Only collect data that is necessary and proportionate to the purpose of processing. Collecting more than necessary data can lead to non-compliance with privacy regulations.
Please answer the following quiz questions. Click Next to continue. Bart created an app. One of the things the app does is to send a happy birthday message to people on their birthday. Which data is necessary for Bart to collect for this purpose? Click on all answers that apply, then click Submit. Correct. Only the day of the year the person was born is needed for this purpose. Bart doesn't need to know people's income or weight. He doesn't need to know the year people were born because he can achieve his purpose without knowing a person's age. Many apps and websites have inadvertently triggered the Federal Children's Online Privacy Protection Act by collecting dates of birth, as the act applies when there is actual knowledge that a user is a child under the age of 13. The act has significant penalties if it isn't followed. Click Next to continue. Which of the following items belong in the privacy notice? Select all answers that apply, then click Submit. Sorry, but your answer is incorrect. All of the items belong in the privacy notice except the names of specific personnel with access to the data. Click Next. A website states, "Please check this box if you permit us to display your photo on our website." Is this an example of opt-in or opt-out? Click on the box for the correct answer, then click Submit. Correct. This is an example of opt-in. Unless people affirmatively indicate that they want their photo displayed, it will not be displayed. Click Next to continue. Let's move on to the next topic. Click Next to continue. Data processing. Click on each topic to learn about it. Data quality. Personal data should be accurate, complete, and up to date. Errors in personal data can sometimes cause people great harm. We are custodians of people's data. People trust us to be careful, and we should strive to keep their trust. Limited access. Even if you have access to personal data, this doesn't mean that you're entitled to see it. Access only the personal data needed to do your job. Accessing data out of curiosity is snooping. This is not an acceptable reason to look at data. Security safeguards. Personal data should be protected by reasonable security safeguards. We have built a castle around our data, but there are dangerous threats out there that can readily cause harm. Security is the responsibility of everyone. Your role is to follow our best practices on data security.
For example, whenever you leave your work area, you should ensure that it is clean and free from personal information, and that all important documents containing personal information are locked away. You should maintain the confidentiality of personal data. You should disclose personal data only when permitted under our policies. If you are unsure, ask the Global Privacy Office before you disclose the data. Don't speak about personal data where you can be overheard by people who shouldn't know it. It is your responsibility to safely discard all documents by using the office paper shredder. Take care to ensure that emails, faxes, and scanned documents are sent to the correct recipients. Any potential incidents involving personal data should be reported on the Security Incident Management tool and by sending an email to the CIRT team or to the Global Privacy Office.
Please identify the items that could contain confidential data that should be secured whenever this work area is unattended. Correct. The computer should be. Mark maintains personal data for billing purposes. He is approached by a charitable organization that is offering a free flu vaccine to anyone below a certain income level. Should Mark give the organization a list of people below the income threshold? Click on the correct answer, then click Submit. Correct. Even if the disclosure is beneficial to many people, Mark should ask for people's consent before disclosing their data. Click Next to continue. Let's move on to the next topic. Click Next to continue.
Let me get in there. Let us hunt those who have fallen to darkness.
What's going on?
Ding, ding. Crazy. Ding, ding. Bam, bam. Ding, 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 ding.
Same daddy, same issue.
Oh boy.
Welcome to
Star-Lord,
Summoner's
two daddies,
Rift.
two issues.
Jen, please.
The hunt is
30
the
seconds until minions spawn.
changed. No escape.
You condemn what you don't understand.
I will break them.
Minions have spawned.
In the war on project, the only surrender is death. Restart sequence initiated. Uncompromising action delivers results. Power down. All that is left to me are my memories and the initiated.
Banish the shadows.
We are only free if we are allowed to fall.
Yep, if I'm gonna see the human world, I need to start.
Project's lives are a slow death. My vengeance is for the humanity I have left. I am hardwired to hunt. I will eliminate you. Cross me and be destroyed.
Has been slain.
Stay out of my way.
A summoner has disconnected.
Clean install at 2:05. I am the only protection this world has left.